is about one real thing. And this thing is the truth. His true love toward us. It's a thing called a mandate. A mandate is a set time that God is going to do something in your life.
Mm-hmm.
But when he does it, it's going to take you to stretch your faith out, your hope out, almost to the brink, and for God to bring you through.
Yes.
A mandate means, the definition was, it comes from a higher office to a lower official. It's a direct order. It's a direct order to be carried out what was spoken of by superior.
Mm-hmm.
This means if God put a mandate on us, it must be carried out.
Yes.
You may not understand that language, but let me put it into religious language. God called you before the foundations of the world.
Yes, he did.
He didn't call you to be who you are today.
That's right.
He called you to be what you're supposed to be.
That's right.
But many times, we let the world dictate to us what we're supposed to be.
All right.
And we follow suit with that. But God's mandate is set from us when he brings us into this world. The mandate comes at our birth, but it's not carried out at our birth. Let me give you an example. When you read about Jesus in the Bible, in the book of John, John chapter 1, verse 29, John the Baptist sees Jesus. And he says, behold, the Lamb of God which takes away the sins of the world.
Yes.
That's John 1 and 29. In John 2 and 4, Jesus talking to his mother and said, my hour is not yet come. So that means Jesus was born into the world. Jesus is a grown man when John sees. John sees who he is and what he's supposed to do. But Jesus at the time tells his mother, my hour is not yet come.
Yes.
But then in John 12 and 23, he says, my hour is coming. The hour is come is what he says, my time.
Yes.
To do what God wanted me to do. It's right here now. But before that time, it's meaning we are not at the mandate hour or the hour of the thing that God ordained us to be before the foundation of the world. Mandates are at a certain prescribed time. See, our true love for God is based on this mandate. Everybody is called by God at birth. Everybody. But everybody don't carry out the mandate. Jesus said it like this. Many are called.
You are chosen. Yes.
Many are called because everybody's called at the beginning of your life.
Yes.
Everybody is. Now, if you don't think so, you think a person who you see that's out there that's a drunk came into the world as a baby and said, I want to be a drunk. You think a person is on crack or whatever drug came into the world as a baby and said, I want to be a crackhead. Or anything else. No. There was a decision that was made.
That's right.
But that is not what God ordained you to be. So Jesus said, many are called, but few are chosen. Solomon says it like this in the book of Proverbs. I called you, but you refused me. God's calling is attached to his mandate for our lives. We were not created to be what the world wants us to be, but what God chose us to be.
Yes.
Paul says it like this. You did run well. Who did hinder you that you should not obey the truth? This persuasion come not of him that called you. Meaning, the people, the world can have you do something, and you can do it good. But it ain't what God called you to do.
Right.
And this is what happens many a times. We come into into a situation and we get in it and we learn to do it well.
Yes.
But this ain't what God called us to do.
Right.
God called us to something else.
Mhm.
God has not called us to be even what the churches is trying to make us. God has not called us for that. God has called us with a special mandate. The problem we have, we want the mantle and not the mandate.
Jesus.
The mantle is this. A mantle is a cloak in the Bible. That is clothing. That is clothing.
Mhm.
What it's saying is this. I want the person's mantle, meaning I want to be like that person. Yeah, I want to be like that person. So what happens is, we look at this person and we want to be like them.
Mhm.
We want to have an outer appearance of them, but not what God mandated us to be.
Yes.
So we want to put on the mantle of somebody else,
Mhm.
but not the mandate of what God called us to be. Many times, people say, I want to be like Bishop such and such. I want to be like Mother such and such.
Mhm.
I want to dress like them. And that may be a good start, but that is not the mandate that God put on your life.
Yes.
God have ordained for me and you a special mandate. You can love and admire somebody, but you still don't put on their mantle.
Right.
I love and admire Malcolm X, Dr. King, Elijah Muhammad Farrakhan, and many great preachers, but I don't want to put on their mantle. I want my own mandate.
Right.
I want my own.
That's right.
God has a special fit for me and you.
Mhm.
See, what fit one person don't mean it's going to fit another person.
That's right.
And God have a special fit for me and you.
Mhm.
God gave us a mandate at birth, but it's up to us to fulfill it. This is a continual cycle. Meaning when you're born, you start on that journey.
Uh-huh.
And there is always movement and motion in God. Where I'm at today, I wasn't there yesterday.
Yes.
And tomorrow I'm going to be somewhere else.
That's right.
Because the mandate dictates that I go into motion and the movement, I move a certain direction.
Uh-huh.
The mandate moves me to levels, level after level. Paul said it like this in 2 Corinthians 3:18. But we all, with open face, beholding as a glass the glory of the Lord, change into the same image from glory to glory.
Mhm.
Meaning, we go from glory to glory. Everything has a movement in God.
Yes.
It moves from glory to glory.
Yes.
So you shouldn't be the same person you was last year that you are this year.
That's right.
You should have growth, spiritual growth, intelligence growth,
Yes.
mature growth
Mhm.
to reach the mandate that God wants us to reach. Between my birth and fulfilling my mandate, what is going to take me through and help me reach my mandate is kind of what we ended off what we talked about last week. It's going to take pure commitment.
That's right.
Pure commitment. I was ended last week speaking about a movie. I think it's Gattaca.
Yes.
Where this young man in the world, in the future world, they dictate who you are while you're born. They take your DNA, they take samples, and they can tell you if you're going to be sick, how long you got to live, what you can be in the society. So one guy bought another person's identity. Used his blood, his fingerprints, and everything to get into what he wanted, what we call today the space program. His brother, he was predicted to live like 30 years. His brother was supposed to be stronger than him and became like a detective, a leader in the police force. But there was a killing there in the space program, space shuttle program. And his brother came. And he thought his younger brother was dead. But he found out he was living. And at the end, they found out who the killer was, but the two brothers met again. And I remember these words. He's like, I can get you out of here. And he said, you know what it took me to get in here? What I'm trying to say is this. When it comes down to the maximum and the calling of God, you don't let a person bring you backwards.
That's right.
Because it's going to take you, it's hard enough to get where you get.
Yes, yes.
I don't need you to bring me back.
That's right.
So, he said, I don't need you to get me out of here. He said, but I remember it was you that needed help, not me. And the other brother was like, no. And he was like, well, let's forget it then. Then the older brother said these words. Do you want me to prove it to you? And he said, yeah. And what they did, they went out to the sea and they were swimming. I guess it was to this little island, never showed it. But they both, as adults, just went back to the ocean and swam and raced. And as they raced, the older brother said, we too far out, we need to turn around. And the younger one said, do you want to quit? He's like, no, we'll keep going. The older one was starting to drown because he couldn't take it. The one who they say couldn't make it had to go back and save him and bring him. And he said these words, do you know how I made it? Because I gave nothing for the swim back.
Yes.
Everything to go forward.
Yes, that's good.
Back. And that's how we got to be in life.
Yes, that's beautiful.
I have to look forward. I can't go back.
That's
I don't
right.
say nothing to go back into the world.
Come on now.
I got to look going forward into God.
Yes, yes.
That's how I have to do.
Yes.
Paul said it like this. I press toward
the mark.
The mark.
For the prize.
Forgetting those things which are behind
me. Come on.
Press to those things which
yes,
are
yes.
Maybe you have to be committed for the things of God that's going forward.
That's right. That's right.
But when you think and you want to go backwards, that don't work in God. It don't work in God.
No.
God told Lot and his wife, don't look back.
Don't look back.
And they looked back. But she looked back. Jesus said it like this. Whoever put his hand on the plow and look back ain't
not fit for the kingdom.
You don't look back in God.
That's right.
You go straight forward.
Yes.
God is looking for someone that's committed. All
right.
This is what God is looking for. Paul says it like this in 2 Timothy 1:12. For the which cause I also suffer these things. Nevertheless, I am not ashamed, for I know whom have delivered.
Yes.
Delivered me, and I am persuaded that he is able to keep that which I have committed unto him against that day.
Yes, come on.
So Paul said, I have to be committed.
That's right.
This is what we're missing. Nobody want to be committed. Nobody. Because we learn it from our childhood not to be committed. See, we learn it through our parents who they call themselves helping us, but they're harming us. How can we say we committed and not ever learn how to clean my room up?
Right.
I don't know how to clean the bathroom up. I don't know how to wash dishes and clean. How can I learn commitment as an adult? I didn't have to learn it as a child.
Yes, yes.
Then when I get married, you would ask me to do something I don't know how to do.
Jesus.
I have to learn commitment as a youth.
That's right.
But Paul said, I'm committed. Commitment is not for nobody else. It's for you.
That's right.
This is what we have. It's for us. Commitment is not based on money. Commitment is based on responsibility and accountability. Money runs out. Commitment don't. Many times, our commitment, it has to be attached again, like I say, to our conviction. Because our commitment has to be based on love.
Yes.
It has to be based on love.